Good evening, friends, my dear professors and students. Welcome to today's webinar entitled Learning with Dreams for a Global Arena. This webinar is being organized by the Department of Value Education in collaboration with the St. Anthony's College, Shillong Alumni Association, with the support of the IQAC of the college. We are very fortunate to have with us today Ms. Anshumita Deka, who is also an alumni of the college, a former migration and Antonian. We're very fortunate to have her with us as the resource person for today's webinar. So before the formal introduction, we would begin with a short prayer, which will be led by me. After that, Father Joby will give a formal introduction to our resource person. Before we start, I would like to read from a few verses from the Bible, taken from the Gospel of John, chapter 15, verse 5, which says, I am the vine, you are the branches. Those who abide in me and I in them bear much fruit, because apart from me, you can do nothing. And also in the Gospel of John, chapter 8, verse 32, it says, for you will know the truth and the truth will set you free. We pray, Heavenly Father, we surrender this webinar into your loving hands. We pray that as you have said to us from your word, that without you, we cannot do nothing. So we surrender ourselves, especially the resource person for today's webinar, that the truth and knowledge and information that we will receive, may it set us free from the various inhibitions that prevent us from achieving the best in our lives. We also surrender each and every one of us. May this webinar be a blessing to everyone who is attending and participating in this webinar. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. So thank you again once, everyone. I now would like to ask Father Joby to kindly give us a formal introduction of our resource person for today's webinar. Father Joby.
Okay, thank you, Sir Albert. I want to give a formal introduction to our dear friend, student, and an inspiration to all of us. Let me call her Miss Anshumita Deka. She was our student in the college. She did her BSc Computer Science in our department then, and went on to do her MSc Computer Science from Christ University now in Bangalore, and then went on to do, she got a special scholarship. She will share more of it here, called Erasmus Mundus. It's a joint master's degree under the European Commission, and completed a highly coveted degree in Masters in Digital Communication and Leadership Technology Management, and working in one of the most beautiful places in the world, Copenhagen in Denmark. I'm sure we must be watching. She told me she can, through the window, if she looks to the left or right, she can see the football going around, and she will reach in time, I think, for the next match. Thank you. Let me call you Angshu as before. Being here, it is a wonderful privilege to us. And dear Antonians, it's a great privilege for us. And especially last week, we had a Stephanian, a hostel student. So some of the girls complained, why are you being partial? So we thought we will be just to both. And I'm sure more than all, we are Antonians. And here is a person who can inspire you, who can give you opportunities, and how we move beyond, and as we have named it, okay, learning with dreams and for a global arena. And that is where she has reached today, and got this wonderful coveted scholarship, and did her master's, and working now as consultant at one of the best companies, KPMG at Denmark. I want to thank Anshumita for being so humble and willing to talk to our Antonian students. And I only remember her. I remember being in computer science. That time I was the head of the department. She would always walk in at odd hours and suggest something beyond books, beyond what we usually do. Those days, be it blogging, starting something new. I remember they were first year computer science students, and we had an international conference. We had someone coming from MIT, and we had not actually planned to take the BSc computer science students for the event. We thought that they are too new. they may not really take part. And when I told them, you will be having other classes, not attending seminar, because we were organizing it in our extension center, Shillong, she stood up, in fact, in the class, not sitting, stood up and told me, no, Father, I have already, in fact, she told me more about the resource person who was coming from MIT than me, who had prepared the entire thing. And I went down to the department. I told Ma'am Proby, who was chairman, I think we have to take the first years more than others, because there is one person, Ko Sangshu, who has made a more study than any of us about the resource person, and we had to take them. And that was Sangshu. And her focus beyond academics, and that is, in fact, she would always do. I remember only, I told her the other day, I feel so proud now. We feel as a college, we feel proud because this is where we wanted to see her. I remember telling her once in the basketball court, I hope you won't mind it. This is what I told her, Angshu, I want to see you higher. And we feel proud that, because this is her ability, this is her caliber. And Angshu, we will still see you higher. Proud of you. Our prayers, God bless you. Okay. And we as Antonians, we feel proud, and I'm sure whatever you tell us today will be an opening, an inspiration, and more than an example to all of us. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you so much, Father. It was a very touching intro, and I remember the happy times we had there. And yes, I also remember being very outspoken about, yes, going to this, that. We also organized our first, I think, our first study program for the department for the bachelor student, and we went to Bangalore, and I remember those being like wonderful learning experiences there. So, I mean, yes, it has been the basic ground for my upbringing, building upon my dreams, I would say. So I'm very excited to be here, and also very happy that I can meet a bigger crowd from the place I've come from, and also try to inspire everyone, hopefully. So I think I can share my screen now, and I would just present you a brief intro to my journey from Northeast India to where I am right now. And I hope you can have more questions. I really wish this to be a very interactive session, but sadly I can't see the other participants, but I can get your questions. So please feel free to write down on the chat if you have anything that you would like to talk about or want me to elaborate on. So I'm sharing my screen now. And yeah, I hope you can all see my screen. If you don't, please just raise your hand or let me know.
It's fine.
All right, thank you. Amazing. So yeah, I drew out a world map here because that's how I see myself as a global traveler, starting right from Northeast India, going all the way through Bangalore, getting my scholarship to come to Europe, and then also going to the United States, and then coming back and residing in Denmark for now. So if we go, my journey starts from Guwahati. I'm originally from there, Assam. I did my schooling in also with the missionary schools, Holy Child, and then I did my higher education in Don Bosco Senior Secondary School in Guwahati. It was a really good experience to learn in that setup, and I then decided to move to Shillong. I am an only child, and so my parents were a bit reluctant to send me far back then. So I was like, okay, but I still like to explore a little more than where I am, where I've been living all my life. So they were like, yes, then we should try Shillong because it's like very close by. We could visit you often, and you could also then be away and then learn to, be by yourself more. So yes, they sent me to Shillong. It's also a very interesting experience how I got in. I wanted to study physics as my master's, but then I think we met Father Joby, and then I had really great marks in computer science in my standard 12 exams, and so it was like I could do computer science as my main honors, and then studied physics and math on the side. And then that's how I ended up in Anthony's. And so, yep, my Antonian experience has been very, very exciting and overwhelming for me. I loved Shillong. We used to go there like from the department, also from the hostel, because I was living in Mama Margaret Hall, and it's there I enjoyed so much because you get to meet your friends in a totally different environment, yet at the same time also engage in so many different activities, explore the place, and it has always been so nice to go there. I think we also went there on some outreach experiences where we are, as part of the Computer Science Cyber Club Society, we teach some of the kids from around the area basic computer skills, and I think that has been a very good source of a teaching experience for me and also for my classmates. And yes, if you can see the picture, the second picture from the left, I am in our department computer lab, and that was where I spent most of my time in the school because I was, we had so many assignments and so many projects to work on. And like I mentioned, we also organized our first study trip for the bachelor students in computer science department, and we made a lot of effort for that because typically it was not a norm for bachelor students to go on study trips, but I was like, we have to do this. And then we, along with my classmates, made this trip happen. We went to Bangalore and Chennai, and it was a really nice experience as well. And the friends that you see here, I'm in touch with all of them. So it's amazing that this bond that we developed, not only through our studies and classes, but also through such experiences have been so like, it made our bond so much stronger that we are all still in touch. I mean, the last time I spoke with them was like last month and with all of them, but individually I speak to them like every now and then. So it's very exciting. And then I also was a Margaretian and very proud to have stayed in this beautiful dormitory or hostel. Made some very amazing friends across not just my department, but also across all the departments and years. And it was very, very emotional experience for us there when we had to leave, because it was like going away from your home. So that I remember the farewell very well. And that was kind of like a wrap of my experience there. Yes, but I think being in Anthony's gave us so much scope to grow and develop our interest, whatever we were interested in. Like if you're interested in organizing an event, you could do so. If you're interested in, I don't know, taking part in dancing or in singing, there were all these events from the hostels or even from the departments. And it's like there is so much to do outside studies, and it's really a good learning ground for everyone. So it was a very, very great experience for me being at Anthony's and at Margaret. And so this was my journey in the Northeast. I'm still so proud of that I come from that place, and this entire Northeast is what I call my home. So even when I'm abroad now and people ask me if I'm from India, I specifically mention I am from Northeast India, because it's amazing to see that people have this perception about India being like, just like, India is all about, I don't know, butter chicken or bhangras, but it's also so much more about the smaller communities around that are so different from each other. And I always try to put a spotlight on that, because I think if we have the chance to be outside, to mix with people from other countries, we should also show them where we come from and show them how we are different, but at the same time, it's nice to show off your culture and your community and everything else that comes with it. And from then, I also went to Bangalore, India, for my master's degree. So the best part about this was that I got to go to Christ University with 3 of my other Antonian friends from the same department. And we have, our bond have been like even strengthened further from this experience, because we studied together in Bangalore for 2 years. We hung out a lot there, and we also graduated together. And that was, again, another experience from being in Anthony's or in the Northeast, because Bangalore is a very multicultural city. And it's also high-paced compared to the cities in Northeast, I would say. So you have to be a lot more competitive there, and also be more outspoken, and you have to fight for a place to be recognized there. But it was always nice to meet other people from other states of India, and it was also another very good learning experience. Very different, but a very good learning experience. So while at Bangalore, I completed my master's degree, and during my last semester at Christ, I got the chance to do an internship at an American multinational firm. I still remember my interview with my manager then, who was an American, and he asked me, what am I most interested in? Is it that I like technology only to like solve problems, or do I also like to think about solutions to solve these problems? And then that's when I realized, like, sure, I'm studying computer science, but is it what I want to do for the rest of my life, like just be coding all day? And I was like, yes, I would like that, but I would also like to balance with more like understanding what problems we are having and how can we come up with solutions to solve these problems. So that's how I got into the role of a business systems analyst. So we work with programmers, and we also work with the clients on the business. So that's how we got into this beautiful company, Epsilon. They are originally headquartered in the States, and then they have offices around the world. And I got this chance to be an intern there for 6 months. And again, luckily and really nice that one of my friends from Shillong, Rafika, she, who also went to Christ University with me, also got an internship in the same company. So again, we just became best friends there, and we have been like that so far. And also my other colleagues there were really nice, and we have been in touch since. So it was all about bonding and learning together. And while in Bangalore, when this internship happened, I came across the program, scholarship program called Erasmus Mundus Joint Master's Degree. It's funded by the European Commission, and every year they select students from all over the world to study different multidisciplinary programs. So when I'm saying multidisciplinary, it means most of their programs are like a combination of one discipline with another. Like for me, it was a mix of technology and management. So I ended up like when I came across the program, it was like a dream for me, because I have always wanted to then study like both the sides of technology, like understand it from a social perspective as well as from the business perspective, because I think that's how you can change the world. And then I applied to that program while I was doing my internship in the company there in Bangalore. And it was a huge, like there were so many steps in the procedure, from like interviews to getting like some legal documents and everything up and running. But at the end, I did manage to get the full scholarship for 2 years, and I got to study this program, which was a joint master's degree, which meant we got our degrees from a combined set of universities. And that's how I landed in Salzburg, Austria, which was the first place where I had to study my program. And in Salzburg, I had a very wonderful experience too. It was like a beginning of a completely new journey, something I had never expected before. I'd never been outside India before this, and this was the first time. I remember leaving Delhi airport alone on my own, with no one that I knew. Like no one would even pick me up from the airport in Germany, because I was just on my own. But at the same time, I was very motivated to do it, because I've been raised in that way, I would say, to just follow your dreams and don't let anything stop you. Like, if you want to get something, you have to do it on your own. So yes, I landed in Munich. I remember traveling over the Black Sea at night and just wondering, like, I'm just going to a completely different planet right now, because it's going to be such a different experience for me. And then I landed in Germany, and I took the bus to Salzburg, which is a city in Austria, very close to the Germany border. I arrived there, and the very first day that I arrived there, I met a few of my classmates who were from different parts of the world. Like, someone was from, a couple of them were from Europe, some were from Americas, like South America, Central America, some were from Asia, like Thailand, Philippines, or even I had a friend from Nepal. So it was a very interesting experience to meet all these international people, and we bonded at the very first go. And it was like I never had to look back, and I never felt like homesick in a way that I feel lonely, but it was always like nice to have people around who were of the same mindset as you are and with whom you can bond so easily. So Austria was a very great experience. The first picture on the top left is my university there. It's one of the newer buildings in the old city of Salzburg. And there is like a river that runs by the photos on the top bottom left and bottom right are from our summer school. We go to this beautiful outskirts in Salzburg called Strobel, and during the autumn time. And we have a very nice experience meeting partner universities and other professors from different countries. And also I had my first snowfall experience in Salzburg, and this was the top right photo. It's actually from my birthday and the first day of snowfall in Salzburg. And it was I felt like it was a blessing, because it was really a beautiful, beautiful city. And the picture in the middle is something I'm very happy to present or be proud of, is because during that program, I got the chance to speak before the president of Austria. And yes, this is the president of Austria, and next to him is my department director from the University of Salzburg. And I was picked from a group of people, and there were 4 or 5 of us presenting about our solutions, or like where we come from, and to a group of 60 or 70 people in the presidential palace in Vienna. So that was another great experience I remember from Salzburg. And then after Salzburg, I moved to Copenhagen for 2 semesters as part of the program. So I did my 2nd and 3rd semester in Denmark at the University of Aalborg. And I'll get back to there again, because I went to Los Angeles in the United States for my 4th and final semester to work on my thesis. And LA was another different experience. Like, I don't know if that's everyone's perception, but when I was in India, I always had this thing like, oh, the Western world is like going to be so much similar. But after coming to Europe and then going to the United States, it's like everything is very different from each other. Like, even within Europe, there's so many different languages, just like in India. It's like very impressive to see how people stand united against like all these barriers and everything. And in LA, I got to meet some of the professors I had been reading about or hearing in YouTube videos, and they were like doing this impressive research work in the field. And yeah, I went there with three of my classmates, yes, from the same program. We had to apply there separately because they're a partner university, and we got the chance to go there, and it was another good time there. I remember meeting some of these professors that I've been just reading about for my thesis, which I did in digital information and fake news and artificial intelligence, like a combination of those. And these people had done some of the world leading researches in that area, and we got to meet them. So it was very impressive. And then after Los Angeles, I again came back to Denmark. So this here on the left is my university, and then on the right is a very popular area in Copenhagen, which is like the identity of Denmark. But yeah, Denmark has been a very great experience, and that's why I also decided to try to stay a little longer here, because it's a very nice city. It's always ranked as one of the top happiest countries in the world, and you realize that in the summer here, when people are like very active and out all the time enjoying the sun, because in the winters it can get really dark and gloomy. So I think what people realize here is like, if you're missing something, that's when you learn to value something more. So that's what happens in summers, and that's how probably it is the happiest country in the world. But yes, right now I'm done with my studies. I graduated in 2019. Then I started working with the Danish startups sector. It's a very competitive environment here to get a workplace here, because there are so many international students here, and also the language is like, although like 90 to 99% people probably speak English, it's still like better if you learn the local language, which is Danish, and it's a tough language to learn, but it's going good. And I've been lucky enough to have found a workplace in a big corporate organization. It's one of the big 4 auditing companies in the world, KPMG, and I am now currently working there as a tech management consultant. And it's been a wonderful journey. And yeah, so I just want to wrap up my presentation now with a few key takeaways. So, I mean, if you guys are all wondering what is the program that I studied, it's an Erasmus Mundus Joint Master's Degree program, which is funded by the European Commission. It's not just for technology studies. There are multiple different list of programs under this scholarship, and you can look it up. Like, I don't know, there's also like with media studies and technology. There's also a thing with biology and other and another type of discipline. It's a mix of multiple programs, and a lot of students from a lot of different countries get a scholarship to study there. And even if you don't get a scholarship, you are, I think, welcome to study as a self-funding student. But I would say it's much better to go with a scholarship, because then it covers all your tuition fees, all your travel fees, as well as your medical insurances. So it's a very, very nice scholarship program by the European Commission. And depending on which country you land up at, you can also have the chance. Like, for instance, I could continue to stay in Copenhagen, because in Denmark, you can extend, if you have studied in a Danish university, you have the option to extend your student visa into like a work kind of visa, where you search for a job. And then if you get a job within your field and within the limits set by the visa regulations, you also get your work visa. I would say it's a little difficult getting a visa in Europe because every country has their own regulations as compared to, I would say, Canada. Canada is much easier on that ground, but again, it's a choice you have to make and a risk you have to take if you want to, move abroad. At the same time, the 3 points that I would like to focus on is like, along with your studies, you have to be very involved with extracurriculars if you want to get noticed by universities abroad, because they put a special focus on these. They don't like you to be just like bookishly smart, but also be more involved and more outgoing about certain different things that you like. Maybe you like music, maybe you like art or like painting or anything that you like. You have to put extra time into that so you become really good in those things, and then you have to show these things while you are writing your application. And yes, I have always been a dreamer. I would say it's not always an easy journey to believe in yourself. You always think like you have some insecurities, or you might think you're not the best, or there might be someone who's better than you, but that's not how you should see things. You should just believe in yourself and always believe in your dreams, and at the same time you have to do something about it, right? So just keep doing what you do best and keep moving forward. I think that's how I would like to end my presentation now, but I'm still looking forward to your questions because I like talking to people, and I was expecting this to be like an interactive session where we have like a back and forth conversation, but just had to present first, and then let's take it from here. Thank you. I hope I did good on the time. I did not check the time though.
It's fine. It's fine. Thank you, Ms. Anshumita, for wonderful session, and especially for the way you gave your presentation. Also, it really shows the clarity that you have, in your life. We are very fortunate to have you giving this session, especially for our students. And and we could see also from the way you were giving your sessions, you are a person who's really rooted in your identity. When you told us that we should not forget our identity, and every time we get a chance, we should always showcase those identities that we have. So thank you so much. And we could also see that you are a very highly motivated person when you told us that you are going to Germany alone. In spite of that, probably some of the girls from Northeast would have returned back. But for you, it was no backing out. You proceeded ahead in reaching your goal. So thank you so much. And and this is one of the questions that a student had asked. What is that actually which motivated you? What actually motivated you to to achieve your purpose?
Yes. Should I stop sharing my screen now? Or I stopped it already.
Exactly.
Cool. I think what motivated me was just being. I always had this dream to do something different, I would say, and also it's like a combination of what I wanted to do in life with where I wanted to see myself. I love technology, and then I loved understanding how technology works from a social perspective or a managerial perspective. And then I think I was lucky enough to find this program with the scholarship that was just like what I wanted. So it's also if you want to get what you want, you have to do a lot of searching, a lot of digging and seeking for what you want, right? And that has been a motivation. But my ultimate motivation was that, yes, I wanted to go somewhere, see the world and do something. And I knew like being within my own community would not help me do what I wanted. So I wanted to go outside, get those experience, and then bring back something to my community. So that was a good motivation for me.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I could if I could take it one word, you said you should love, no? And I think that's very important. What we do, especially for our students, they should love what they are doing.
Exactly.
Only then that motivation can come in their lives. Yeah, yes. Thank you. There's also another question where a student asks, how did you apply for this program? And whether this program is only applicable to computer science students, or any students from any stream can apply? And how would one go about applying for this particular program?
Yeah, I mentioned it briefly in my talk, I think, but I'd love to talk about it again. It's for not just for technology or computer science. You have to actually look up their list. So Erasmus Mundus has a list of programs, and some of these programs run for like 5 years. Some have been running for many years. So just keep checking their website, and they have this list, and it's spread across different disciplines. So it might be in biology, it might be in commerce, it might be I don't know, media studies. It's in all different fields. So
okay, all right.
Just look it up. Yeah.
Yeah, look it up. All right, all right. Yeah. Then there's another question. What is the one life lesson that you learned that you wish you would have? I don't know whether I'm reading it correctly. What is the one life lesson that you know in your journey it has taught you that you wish you knew earlier? Okay, and in following your dreams.
Okay, that's an interesting question. I think what is like important is that you learn as you go, right? So you just have to keep an open mind to learning and to new things, because there is nothing like that you learn too late or too soon. So it's just about having an open mind. So and just keep learning. As things come. Like I could say things like, I don't know, I wish I knew this when I was in India before I came here, but I don't like to have that mindset, because that means that I'm not learning it right now, right? But it's my opportunity to learn right now. So I learn it now and then I proceed.
Yes, it's like learning is a process, no? It does not have,
it does not end.
Yes, okay. Yeah, then there's another question that we got from one of our students who says, what would you suggest for someone who is lost and is unsure about their aspirations?
All right, I think everyone is lost and unsure about their aspirations at some point of time, right? It's a common thing, so don't think you're alone. Like even after, like, I've met people who have done so many things in life who are like at top positions in whatever they do. Even myself, I would say, like, there are days when I think like, am I lost? But then you have to remind yourself, like, what is it that you want at the end of the day? And just keep connected to whatever you believe in, to your faith, to your to the people around you, and you'll always find a way out.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Another question is, there is a student who had asked this question, like with regards to few internship that the student has applied for, they just refer to change system, like I should pursue, no? So he is saying, do you think this is profitable to join? Even me, I don't have much idea about this, but he's talking about, she's talking about a change system while applying for internship.
I didn't get the question. Change system or change system?
CH, I don't know. As per the typing here, it's chain, CHAIN. Change system. Yeah, I don't know if you can see in the link here.
Yeah, I can see it actually.
Yes.
But I did not get the question. Are you referring to like networking, or is it a like you should know someone to get an internship, or what?
Yes. Okay. If I think this question is from Muskan, can you just specify more clearly about this question that you're asking? Yeah. And then yes. Anyway, before let Muskan send that question. There's also another question that one had asked. Can you please refer to some of the links for it, like for joining these kind of internships? Is there any link?
Yes. I think Sir Kester has sent a link of the programs. Yes. So you could look that up. I think that should be the one that I also checked when I was applying for my program. Thank you, Sir Kester, for sending it.
Okay. Yeah. So those students who are interested for this program, you can find the link in the chat. You can click on that link and just browse through the website. Okay. Thank you. I think There's another question, I think, from Rohan, who's saying that I'm looking forward to study in Germany. Now I'm trying to learn the language so that by graduation I could complete the C2 level, but I'm unable to find good institutes where I can learn it. So his question is, what do you recommend? Where should I learn? I think he must be. Yes.
I do see there is like an issue with us coming from Northeast that we do not have proper language schools to learn foreign languages. I don't know if some are coming up in Guwahati right now, but back when I was in school there, I was trying to search for a foreign language school so much, but it was hard to find like a reputed, a good one. I remember in Anthony's we had a session once where we could take up one of the foreign languages, like it was like a month or 2 months course, and I took up French, I remember, in St. Anthony's, and also Spanish. So just if you really want to learn something while you are still in Anthony's, just bring it up to, I don't know, Father Jovi or one of your teachers, and they will try to arrange if there's something like that. But again, I would say I had no clue about Danish before I came to Denmark, and it's now that I'm learning the language. So it's always also a good idea to just go to the country. Like if you're going to Germany already, or if you plan to be there, you can always learn the language there. And I think that is also like a good idea to just learn it from the country. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I think also in there is this platform called Udemy, where you can also learn. They do have these kind of courses there where you can learn languages and all. So maybe we can just
that's a very good point. Yes, all these online courses are so good. You have to keep checking those up if you want to learn something.
Okay. All right.
Albert, there's an previous question by Abhishek Bista. Did you get it?
Abhishek Father, would you like to share with us? Yes. Ms. Angshu, there is this question from Abhishek who says, what would you like to share with us who your role model is?
Okay, that's so difficult because, I have so many role models in my life. I don't know, from my parents to some friends to art professors and everyone else. They all inspired me in some way or the other. So I don't really have any specific one, but I always look up to all these people around me because everyone has something to offer.
Yes, something to offer. That's true. Fine.
Yeah.
Okay, there's this question from Anusha, I think. What is the most important skill that we need to have or learn to get a good job or an internship?
I think it's also very location dependent, getting an internship or a job, right? Because in different cities, there's a different type of competition or different level of competition, I would say. But one skill I would say helped me might be just know what you're doing really well. Like if you're studying, I don't know, computer science, just know and you really love it and want to get an internship in that field, just try to be the best in it, and also be aware of the competition that could take place around you. So just have to be confident that you know what you're doing.
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you. Yes, there's another question, I think by Navis, where the student is asking, can you give us some tips for the job interviews? Some tips for them.
Try to be confident. I think that is also what outshines, makes you outshine others. If you really know what you're doing well, you can be confident in that thing.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, thank you. And I think one of the qualities also would be honesty. I remember this clip from Three Idiots. If you remember, there was that.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, being honest about yourself and all. Also, I think
exactly.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes. Another question is from Diksha, who's saying, what are the qualities or habits one needs to have to attain the highest level of success in life in any field?
Okay. I would say quality is being able to believe in yourself. I mean, whatever you do, doesn't matter what, if you like cooking, if you want to be a chef, if you want to be, I don't know, like a political leader or whoever, you just have to believe that you can do it, and just have faith in your abilities. And always also remember that no road is straight. There will always be hurdles, and you have to be brave enough to face them. And be brave enough to be out of your comfort zone, because if you're in your comfort zone, you'll always be there. Like, but if you want to attain something different, you have to go out of that comfort zone.
Yeah, I think that's very important. You mentioned no believing, because I've noticed when I in the classes, when we were having our classes, some students they do not even believe in the subject which they are, let's say the degree that they are pursuing. It's simply like they are taking just because for the sake of taking, no, because their friends are there or their parents force them and all. Yes, but if faith is there, as you said, no, if you believe in that, then whatever obstacles comes, we'll find the strength, no, to overcome them. Yeah,
yes, exactly. I would say a very big no in this case. It's I wanted to go to the States, and like right after my high school, but my parents were like, no, you have to earn yourself, like earn a scholarship to do it. So I did not go on my parents' money. I went on a scholarship money. So it's I don't think there should be any thing stopping you when it comes to your financial situation.
Good.
You can like just believe in yourself, just seek for the right opportunity, and you will always find a way to get there.
Yes. Okay. Thank you for that.
Yes.
Father, we'll take some more questions.
Yeah.
Okay. Another question asked, I think, by Anusha. She's saying some tips for students who are planning to study outside the Northeast or out of the country for the first time.
Yes, definitely. I would suggest like one good thing is to have an open mind, because the world outside the Northeast or outside India is so different from the place we are, like the place we come from. So it's a very good idea to have an open mind. There might be things you do not connect with, or there might be things you find very awkward or weird, but just have to be open-minded that this is how things work in these places. It doesn't mean that you have to be part of that culture or anything, but it's also that you have to keep yourself connected to your roots and at the same time accept the differences that you see. So I think that is the main thing I noticed about myself also, because my program had students from like 19 different countries studying in the same classroom. We lived together and everything. And like 19 different countries is 19 different cultures or the mindsets coming together. So how did we get along? It's because we were open-minded and accepting about each other's differences.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yes. Another question from Charlene, I think. Is it possible to fully enjoy and immerse ourselves in the culture of foreign countries while also working hard academically or professionally? Or does one of them have to have more priority?
It's always about a balance, right? Like there should be a balance in everything you do in life, I would say. So of course you should immerse yourself in like the cultures of other countries if you want to, but at the same time you have to maintain your academic or professional life, because if you don't have that and if you're just enjoying, then what's the point of, like you're not, I don't know, I would say, how would you support yourself if you're not doing what you're doing, right?
Yes.
But if I think both go hand in hand, you just have to find the right balance.
Find the right balance. Yes. Okay. Thank you. There's another question. What will be better, preparing for masters abroad or trying for PhD abroad?
It just depends on whenever you're ready to go abroad. It doesn't have to be masters or PhD. It's just if you feel confident enough in whatever you're doing and you're ready to go for a master's or for a PhD, then just do it. Like, it's just like, I don't know what is better or not better because I haven't done a PhD. So, but I think it's just when you think it's the right time for you to apply. And for what you're studying. It's like, because PhD is more specialized and you have to be really confident in that field and really well versed in that field. But master's is also, again, some sort of specialization, but it's in a different level. So just, it's all up to you.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Another question. I think it must be similar to what you had asked. You had replied earlier. What motivated you at times, like you did, like what motivated you, different points of your life, and whether you had the thought of not trying, of let us say backing out during tough times and all.
Yes, I love this question because it's like, I have had a lot of tough times, I would say. I'd talk about them some other day, perhaps. But anyhow, like during these tough times, you always have to believe that this is not going to last, and that whatever you're going through, you have to put in your full effort at all times, right? And if you, then you will always have this belief that you can go through this time and then come out of it and then keep going further.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. I used to tell my students, like, always at the end of the tunnel, there's a light, no?
Exactly.
So exactly what you said. Yes. Thank you so much. Yeah. Another student had asked this question: what is the living expenses in the major cities of Scandinavia? So, and can I manage it just with my part-time if I get any?
Yeah, Scandinavian cities are known to be very expensive, actually. So it's always, I don't know, depending on your financial situation, it's always a good idea to come with a scholarship to start with.
Yes.
And then if you manage to get a job, or be part-time or full-time is obviously more preferable, then it gets easier to live here.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yes. I think, Father, we are done with most of the questions. Okay. Yes, I think most of the questions have been answered. So most of the questions have been answered. We are not getting any more questions, but I believe most of the questions that you have replied have given to our students clarity in the various aspects that they have asked. So thank you so much once again, Ms. Akshumita.
Yes.
We are really happy
so
to have
much.
you with us. Yes.
It was an honor to be here, and I really hope like a lot of the people who are attending this would get the chance to follow their dreams and go abroad if they want to, and just
thank
spread
you.
the word. Thank you.
Your very presence itself I believe has motivated the students, because if you can achieve this, I believe in their minds also it must be going through right now that they also can do it. So thank you. Okay. Now I would like to ask Professor Castelli Imyong to give the vote of thanks, and after that, if Father Joby can give the final information, if he has any, after the vote of thanks from Professor Castelli. Professor Sir Castelli.
Thank you, Sir Albert.
Thank you.
Very good evening to all. This webinar has been a very, very fruitful webinar. So I would take this opportunity on behalf of St. Anthony's College, to thank Ms. Akshumita Deka, the consultant at KPMG Copenhagen, Denmark, for her time, especially with her busy schedule. She was able to give her time and sharing her experience in the journey that she had started from Guwahati to Shillong and all the way to Austria, and then to LA, and then back to Denmark, and sharing how she had gone through and how much the hurdles and obstacles that she faced, and never ever giving up. And she has been a good example of ever more, better ever, the motto of our college, and we are very proud of you, Ms. Akshumita. And looking at the amount of questions being put forward by our young students, it really shows that they are also motivated by your talk. And I'm sure that you will be learning their dreams, achieving the dreams, and living that dreams through the lines that they've chosen, and will not give up based on the feedback and the encouragement that you have given. So thank you so much, Ms. Anshumita Deka. I would like to thank Sir Albert, the host of the program, for organizing this program and leading the way. And also, I would like to thank Father Joby Joseph, director of the college and the HOD of Value Education, for for the words of welcome that he has given to you, and also for his reaching out to you, for which this day would have not been possible to be able to listen to you, Ma'am Anshumita. I would like to thank also Sir Nathaniel, who is at the background for all his technical help to see that this program move on very smoothly. And last but not least, I would like to thank to all my young students for your presence, and I'm sure you are, have benefited a lot from this webinar, and also to all my colleagues who have attended through Zoom and through YouTube for listening to this wonderful webinar. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sir Kester.
Thank you, Sir Kester. Yeah.
Okay, that's how we call. Thank you once again, Angshu. Okay, let me call you fondly. Thank you so much. We will see you higher. Okay, our prayers are with you, and we at Anthony's, we feel very proud. Let me take it a little closer. At Computer Science Department, as Ma'am Madari has just posted there. Okay?
Yes.
There is a little closeness in our heart. Thank you so much, and I'm sure we will see you much higher. And it's been an inspiration. Okay, God bless.
Thank you so much, Father, for the opportunity.
And dear students, kindly fill up the feedback, and your e-certificates will reach to you within an hour. The feedback will close in half an hour. Okay, we're giving you time of half an hour today. Thank you once again to all, Sir Albert, Sir Kester.
Thank you, Father.
Sir Nathaniel, and Anshumita. Thank you.
Thanks, Father.
Thank you, Father.
Good evening.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ms. Angshu. All the best.
Thank you.
Bye, Angshu. Take care, Angshu.
All the best
Bye,
for
sir.
all.
Bye.